during this pandemic. And also, firstly, I would like to introduce um, our panel for today. That is Dr. Sahir, an architect, and from the Association of the Safeguard of the Medina of Kairouan. And she will be presented about the traditional housing in the Medina of Kairouan. So without further ado, maybe we can invite Da'i Adni to recite the doa first.
Al-Fatiha. A'udzubillahi minasyaitonirrajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Assalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Allahumma antas salam wa minkas salam wa ilaika ya'udus salam. Fahayyina rabbana bis salam. Ya salam, salimna ajma'in waj'alna min ibadikas salihin. Allahumma ya Allah, on this glorious day, in conjunction with the talk we have today, we uphold our hands to pray gratefully to thank on your infinite favor to us, till we can live in peace and harmony to perform our tasks as your servants. O Allah, we ask your blessing to make this occasion a success. Allahumma ya hayyu ya qayyum ya dzal jalali wal ikram. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad al-Fatih lima ulik wal khatim lima sabaq nasril haqqi bil haqq wal hadi ila siratim mustaqim wa ala alihi wa sahbihi haqqa qadrihi wa miqdarihi al-azim. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. صلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وبارك وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Amin, amin, Rabbil Alamin. Thank you, Brother Da'i, for the opening dua. So, with all due respect, I will pass the floor to Dr. Sahir to start the session. So, Dr. Sahir can start.
Maybe you can check. Sahir, c'est bon, c'est bon, c'est bon.
You have an issue, Sahir. You can't share your
Je vais
screen.
voilà قاعدة نحاول كيفاش نعمل
Il a été partagé tout à l'heure. راهو تنحى. You have already shared it. You have already shared it, and then she disappeared. It disappeared. So maybe you have to try again.
Ça va, c'est bon, ترى
No.
ولا s'il y a un problème ابعثها لنورشان خاطر انا sur le téléphone ما نجمش ولا الام
نبعثها الأم عندي الميل نتاعها
ابعثها
No
الام
problem. Yes.
you can send it to one of us.
I can send my email in the box here, Sahir.
أنا جي كليكي معناها تعوين مش نجم نعمل بريزونطاسيون نتاع خدمتي ما حبيتش تمشي
Norshan, I just send it to you.
Okay. It's okay. Sahir. It is not this one.
No,
It is not
مش
this
اللي
one.
بعثت لك مش اللي بعثت لك البيع
we can سهير نجموا
Oui.
نشوفوا السكرين نتاعك راهو نشوفوا في حاجة أخرى نشوفوا في كولوك انترناسيونال.
Ah,
We
d'accord.
can't see your screen. So you just maybe you just have to change the slide the screen. معناتها when you share you just have to select the good one. quand tu vas sélectionner اختار الديابو الصحيح الوحدة الصحيحة.
انتم في الخدمه هي الباج بتاعكم الفلانيه.
نشوفوا في الكولوك انترناسيونال هيريتاج كالتشر المدينة دو كايروان.
شوف الباج اللي
l'habitat
بعدها.
traditionnel.
شوف الباج اللي بعدها تاع نورشينا.
لا ما زلت ما نشوفش الباج اللي بعدها. شو سجلها PDF عندك سبيتش بدلها PDF. Save maybe you have to save it into PDF and share it again. Can you do it?
ابعث اللي بعثها.
Oui, c'est fait. عبعثته déjà. She got
توا متاع توا ولا متاع البارح؟
لا
متاع توا ولا متاع البارح؟
yesterday.
تاع البارح نورمالمون هي
قالت لي قالت لك مش نفسها يا أمس راهي.
نورمالمون نورمالمون جوست حكايه معناها موديفيكاسيون صغيره.
Pas grave.
بارفي
باش
بارفي
ما
داكور
نعرفوش
هاني
الواحد فوالا.
باهي اوكي بارفي. هاني
لا حلا من عندك
نشوف نشوفوا راهو كلوك انترناسيونال نشوف فيها هذه توا راهو عندك سهير.
شوف لي الباج اللي بعدها ترى.
We are so sorry for the issue. I hope that we will manage it so soon. Thank you. You are presenting, Sahir. That's great. Just wait to see the slides. We can't see the presentation. Now we can see it. Now we can see it. Can you move to the next slide? تنجمش تحول سلايد أخرى.
سي بون فيها.
لا شو تعمل سهيرة سجلها PDF وبارتاجي PDF. Can you do it?
ديجا عندك نورشين بعثت لك انت PDF.
باهي اوكي هاني باش نسجلنا سي بون باهي اوكي. I try to alors wait استناني. So can you see my screen?
Not yet.
Can you see
Not yet.
No.
Maybe Sahir you have to
Remove. It's fine. It's okay. No, Shane, it's okay.
it's okay.
Yes.
You can see my screen now.
Yes, it's okay.
It's moving.
Okay, so we can start.
Okay. So you can start Sahir. تنجم تبدا.
معناها انت نشيطه مش حاكمه انت في البريزونطاسيون.
استنى هكا تشوف سناني لحظه بركه تنجم تشوف توا.
شوفها اما صغر فيها نورشين.
داكوغ.
اي دونك انا ما نجمش نتحكم.
هكا سافا.
بلان ديكرون.
Sahir, you can use your presentation on your own desk. معناتها في الاورديناتور نتاعك وانا جو في بارطاجي سيلا.
داكوغ. اوكي سي بون.
C'est bon?
Alors, نبدا نورشينا.
You can start. Yes, you can start.
Ok, merci.
C'est toi qui vas traduire, hein?
Hey, je suis là.
Okay.
بالpartie.
Wartel, tu me donnes la parole,
D'accord.
Mais ne sois pas trop lent. Il ne faut pas que ce soit trop lent au Garouia.
D'accord. Merci. Alors, je me présente. Bonjour tout le monde. D'abord, je me présente. Je suis Sahir, architecte principal à l'Institut national du patrimoine, membre de l'association de sauvegarde de la Medina. Doctorante, je fais des recherches approfondies ou bien études approfondies sur le noyau traditionnel de la Medina de Kairouan, sur l'habitat traditionnel, les maisons, les demeures. En tant qu'architecte à l'INP, à l'Institut national du patrimoine kairouan, j'ai pu participer à des projets de restauration, de réhabilitation, préparer les termes de référence du projet de coopération ou d'une alliance du Saoudien et Kairouan à propos du projet de restauration de la grande mosquée, aussi des réaménagements du site des bassins des Aglabi. J'ai participé à plusieurs projets de coopération, par exemple le projet de Montadé, projet dans du Saoudien, dans du Oman. Maintenant, je m'occupe de tout ce qui est staff technique du laboratoire national de conservation des manuscrits à la Qada. Voilà. Donc, avant de commencer, on se partage.
Okay, so I will try to introduce Sahir. Donc, she is an architect and she's working in his doctorate. She's an expert in the AMP, the Institute of Patrimoine in Kairouan, and she was working a lot on project of rehabilitation of the big mosque of Kairouan and the Fasqiyya of the Aghlabit. And she's now working on houses and houses in Kairouan city.
Merci.
Okay.
Avant de présenter le travail, je veux citer le cadre général du travail. C'était un projet de coopération et un peu de période de 2009 jusqu'à 2013. Un projet d'action pour la sensibilisation des citoyens et de la communauté locale, de la société civile, pour sensibiliser les citoyens pour l'importance de l'habitat traditionnel, l'importance historique, aussi bien architecturale. Donc, personnellement, j'étais membre du groupe qui a travaillé sur ce projet. J'ai préparé 16 planches descriptives. Ces planches descriptives, on a mentionné l'importance architecturale, historique des maisons traditionnelles. Et aussi, on a mentionné qu'il y a quelques demeures qui ont péri. Il faut les sauver, il faut sauver notre patrimoine, surtout le.
Okay, so Sahir works a lot on trying to introduce the importance of the heritage for the citizen, and she's also working on some project of rehabilitation of the city and places on the mosque, and she's really very interested on this subject. So she will try to introduce the city of Kairouan and put out all the important things of this city.
On commence la présentation. Donc, un aperçu historique sur la Medina de Kairouan. Kairouan, c'est une ville historique qui est fondée en 670, je sais plus, considérée comme la première cité islamique en Afrique du Nord. Elle est devenue en 8e siècle la capitale de l'Ifriqiya, du Maghreb et de l'Andalousie, c'est-à-dire l'Occident islamique. Pour se transformer au 9e siècle, on a un véritable royaume autonome sous les Aghlabi.
So Kairouan is founded in the 670 year, considered as the first city Islamic in North Africa, and at the 8th century she became the capital of Ifriqiya, of Maghreb and the Andalus. And by the 9th century she becomes a veritable big royaume with the Aghlabit.
Donc, cette ville, la Médina, elle est bâtie sur une zone stratégique qui répondait aux exigences militaires de l'époque, aux caractéristiques socio-culturelles de nos venus arabes. La cité a su s'adapter à son entourage et s'intégrer dans un nouvel espace géographique pour devenir rapidement un pôle culturel rayonnant grâce à son attachement au modèle d'architecture simple du point de vue décoration, ornementation, mais riche par son répertoire architectural et sa fidélité à ses origines humanistes.
The situation or the location of the city of Kairouan was at the first time introduced by a military need. So for that, they was established in a city and they try to be integrated on the space, on the geographic space. So they have a cultural and a social cultural specification. And all ways to have a specific style in architecture.
Alors, on peut dire que l'école architecturale qui a pu se développer à Kairouan nous a légué un véritable musée d'architecture arabo-musulmane par ses monuments, ses sources, ses ruelles, ses demeures, ses traditions et son artisanat. Oui. Oui, Hans.
Ons?
Hans?
Ons, maybe she has an issue, connection issue.
Yeah, maybe. I can continue if you need.
شكون Ons, you are here?
Yes, I'm here. You hear me?
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes,
fine for me.
Sahir is here. Sahir is here.
Yes.
Okay,
Maybe
so we can
Sahir, yes, maybe Sahir we can do the translation immediately, so Ons can read it very quickly and make the translation. What do you think?
Bon, معلش أنس فهمت معايا c'est que partie pour ما تقدرش كبيرة برشا فهمت خاطر فما برشا il y a beaucoup de mots techniques donc il faut معناها diviser en partie.
Ok.
Donc نكمل.
Oui.
Yes.
Kairouan a été inscrite le 7 décembre en 1988 par l'UNESCO sur la liste du patrimoine mondial. Cette ville historique a pu conserver une bonne partie de son patrimoine et préserver son aspect authentique grâce au rôle et aux efforts fournis par les institutions patrimoniales telles que l'AISTAN, l'Association de sauvegarde de la Medina de Kairouan, et l'IEP, l'Institut national du patrimoine. Pour ce faire, une stratégie globale de sauvegarde et de réhabilitation du tissu urbain de la Medina a été élaborée. Voilà.
Okay, the history of the city has been able to conserve a good part of its heritage and preserve its authentic appearance, thanks to the role of and the effort provided by the heritage institution. So a good strategy was done for the safeguard and the rehabilitation of the urban fabric of the Medina has been drawn up.
Kairouan a été inscrite le 7 décembre par l'UNESCO sur la liste du patrimoine mondial.
Yes, it was subscribed at the UNESCO list on the 7th of December 1988.
Donc, comme vous voyez, la morphologie ou bien le plan de la Medina, le noyau historique et ses faubourgs. Donc, c'est partie intramuros et la partie extramuros, ce qu'on appelle les faubourgs. Donc, c'est la morphologie générale, suivie aérienne de la Medina de Kairouan, où on trouve la grande mosquée à la périphérie, partie intramuros. Donc, voilà.
So in this slide, we can see the city of Kairouan, and this the rampart. So it's the limit of the Medina, and the mosque is on your right. And you can see here some photos of the mosque.
D'accord. On va présenter Le rapport, l'habitat, c'est un espace privé, comment il domine la structure urbaine du noyau de la Médina. Donc, comme on a dit, la Medina de Kairouan constitue un musée vivant d'art, d'architecture arabo-musulmane par ses monuments, ses sources, ses ruelles, ses maisons, qui restent jusqu'à nos jours un témoignage de son passé prestigieux.
Okay, the Medina of Kairouan constitutes a living museum of Arab Muslim art and architecture through its monuments, souks, and the houses also, which remain to this day a testimonial of its prestigious past.
Et quand vous voyez la carte de la Médina, donc tout ce qui est en noir, c'est tout ce qui est vide, le vide, et tout ce qui est en blanc, c'est le plein. Donc, on a dit que l'habitat, c'est un espace privé dominant la structure urbaine, dominant le noyau de la Médina. Donc, l'observation montre qu'une dominance absolue du plan qui est constitué de divers îlots. Le plan, c'est tout ce qui est bâti, comme j'ai dit, et de logements bâtis autour des patios. Ce sont des carrés de ciel méditerranéen. On dénombre, par exemple, le nombre est 1340 logements, dont 300 comportent un étage, ce qu'on appelle en arabe ali.
So what we can see here is the traditional houses. They are assembled in the Medina by groups, and what we see on the black, it's the empty sides, the empty places, and what is on white, it's the full places where there is the construction. What we see that all the houses are closed for outside, and they support each others by backing onto each others, and sometimes they are separated by a street or a dead end. The streets are punctuated with architectural elements such as the masjid, the minaret, a corner treatment, or a sabbat, which often marks the transition between the different type of streets and squares.
Donc, maintenant, je vais parler de l'organisation spatiale des maisons dans le tissu urbain traditionnel. Les maisons s'assemblent dans la Médina en groupe. Elles se soutiennent mutuellement par adossement les unes aux autres. Et parfois, elles sont séparées par une rue ou une impasse. Il y a un traitement spécifique dans le traitement des rues. Par exemple, les rues sont jalonnées d'éléments architecturaux tels que le minaret, le masjid, un traitement d'angle, comme vous voyez dans la photo, qui marque souvent la transition entre les différents types de ruelles, de places, ou bien de transition entre un espace privé et un espace public. Les impasses aussi sont étroites pour ces questions de l'intimité, garder l'intimité des maisons qui les bordent et qui représentent aussi un lieu de transition entre, comme j'ai dit, l'espace public et l'espace privé.
So as we say that the streets are punctuated with some architectural elements, which are masjid, minaret, sabbat, and the different type of square. The dead ends are narrow to keep the privacy of the houses that border them, and which also represent a place of transition between the public space and the private space. So we'll try then to explain place by place all the specification of the traditional houses assembly in the Medina by group.
Donc, sabbat, c'est un espace de transition qui est surmonté d'un étage. Généralement, il est voûté. C'est un espace de transition entre l'espace public et l'espace privé. Généralement, il mène à une impasse, comme vous voyez dans les deux images. Donc, sabbat vu à deux extrémités.
The Sabbat, as you can see in this picture, the two pictures are the Sabbat and it's a covered streets. You can do it on some.
Yes, exactly. So what we see here, it's the covered places, and it allows us to go through them from place to place. Means from the two sides of the street, and it's covered, so it allows shadow, and it helps to reduce the heat.
Généralement, comme elle a dit, que les plus grands logements sont situés au fond de la place. C'est une répartition spécifique de la Médina. Donc, les plus grandes demeures sont situées au fond de l'impasse et devancées par des logements modestes. Cet avoisinement rentre tout principe de ségrégation sociale.
Okay, though the Sabbath are always introduced in big houses, which are put on the dead end of a street, and they are almost for the big houses situated, and they have a symbolic role to announce this type of houses, which are for rich people, let's say.
Maintenant, on va présenter ou bien parler des façades extérieures des habitats. Généralement, l'habitat traditionnel kairouanais ou bien arabo-musulman ont une façade aveugle, nue, sobre. Elle cache souvent un décor intérieur parce que la composition des façades, elle se réduit à une porte monumentale, bien décorée. Par exemple, on parle ici dans les demeures, les grandes demeures, de duplication des encadrements, de jalonner des ouvertures, parfois des auvents comme vous voyez dans la photo ci-dessus. Donc, cette composition stricte des façades est souvent sous-entendue par le principe fondamental de l'intimité du logement par rapport à l'espace extérieur.
Okay, so what we can see now is the facade. So Norshen, we can
I can't hear you, Ons. I can't hear you, Ons.
close to the inside of the house. They offer a very specific facade, which is not shown from the outside. It's almost closed. We cannot see windows on the streets, and it's very important to show the privacy of the house. So all the windows are open on the inside of the house.
Par contre, parfois dans les demeures, les grandes demeures, on trouve une façade riche du point de vue ouverture ou bien encadrement des portes, les matériaux de construction, même on trouve des formes en saillie comme le mouchabia ou bien le canalia, comme vous voyez dans la photo. Ce contraste entre la sobriété des façades presque aveugles des logements communs et de la richesse des façades de grandes demeures offre aux visiteurs une grande richesse séquentielle. Donc, on trouve une séquence très riche et des perspectives visuelles animées par le vocabulaire et le répertoire architectural kairouanais.
Yes. So what we can what we can see in this plan, for example, that the houses are, as we say, closed from the outside, no windows, almost no windows. We only have a big door outside, which reflects the social place of the habitants. So if they are rich or not, so we can see it through the doors outside. And we can go inside the house through small places, which is impasse, what we see here in beige. So it's we name it on chican. So we cannot go directly to the inside of the
house. Non, elle m'a dit que c'est le façade extérieure.
Okay. So I think that I go a little bit faster than Sahir. So I can let her.
Donc, donc je passe, hein. Hans.
Here you can do it. You can you can move on.
D'accord, d'accord. Alors, on va parler maintenant de la répartition spatiale de l'habitat traditionnel, c'est-à-dire les composantes, les principaux composantes de la maison traditionnelle. Elle est composée essentiellement de 6 composantes très importantes dans l'habitat au sein de l'édifice kairouanais. On trouve tout d'abord l'entrée en chicane, c'est le passage de la face de la rue au patio, donc à l'intérieur de la maison. Il se fait souvent avec un système de filtres, donc composé, ce qu'on appelle chicane. Comme vous voyez dans le plan situé, donc entrée en chicane, on accède à la maison à travers l'entrée en chicane ou bien en arabe on dit driba ou stripa.
So to move on through the house, people and visitors cannot get in the house directly, but they have to pass through a space,
Yes.
space that we call shikan, and this space can't allow.
Did you hear me, please?
Yes, we can hear you. Can you hear me? Sahir, can you hear me?
Oui,
Yes. So, visitor cannot see the inside the house to preserve intimity. So it's a system of filter. So as you can see here in this plane, visitor cannot exceed directly through the house, but we have several passages, so we can't see what it's doing inside the house, and we preserve intimity. And when we get in, we can see the patio here. As you can see, it's a car chart, interior car chart. It's in covered, and here the active all the activity can even women and men can do all the activity inside this patio, and it's a square courtyard, as you can see in this picture. When we can have windows, doors, all the opening are open in this courtyard. I can Sahir, do you prefer reading or تنجم تحب تقرا ولا تحب نقرا ديريكت ونعمل translation ديريكت من غير ما تقرا, because we can do the translator. What do you prefer?
نقرا مساج انا جو باس الباج اللي بعدها مساج وكمل انت بالبارتي.
Okay. D'accord. So this courtyard allow the sun sunlight the house and allow the air to get in houses. So we pass to the next slide. You can do it.
La troisième composante qui est très importante, c'est Bit al-Majlis. Qu'on appelle, c'est une pièce principale de la maison. Elle est subdivisée en plusieurs sous-espaces, 3 alcôves, 2 latérales et une médiane. L'alcôve médiane appelée Rabou et les alcôves latérales Bit Hajim. Généralement, dans les grandes demeures, sont ornementées, bien décorées, Bit Hajim et aussi l'alcôve médiane.
So, oui, yes. So all over the courtyard, we have rooms. As you can see here, the first rooms, the second rooms, the third rooms, and the rooms have it's a typological form. As you can hear, we have a form like a T, like a T, and we call it Bit Hajem. So each square, the first square, the second square, and the third square, we have we can have we call it Bit Hajem, as I mentioned it, and it is very decorated space, and we can have several activities in these spaces, such as bed or a living room, etc. So we can move, and here you can, as you can see here. So the first Bit Hajem, here we have a bed. Here in this space, in this square, it's from here we have a living room, and voila, it's here we can see the living room. So it's a lot decorated, and as much as it is decorated, it's reveal the statue of the the people living there, and their statue. That's it. You can move on, Sahira.
Quatrième composante, c'est le déluge ou bien le matmoura. Ce qu'on appelle déluge et matmoura, ce sont des espaces souterrains, c'est un espace de stockage dont d'énormes jarres sont entreposés pour stocker tout ce qui est alimentation et par exemple les épices, les grains.
Okay, so we have an underground spaces. This underground spaces, we call it dehliz or matmura, where we can storage different ingredients such as oil, etc., etc. And donc we storage all aliments, alimentation, such as I said, such as oil, etc.
OK. La cinquième composition, c'est le gris, ce qu'on appelle le gris. C'est à l'étage, il s'agit de plusieurs pièces qui se succèdent, ce qui est à l'étage réservé au dépôt aussi et séchage de la laine et des épices aussi.
So over the house, à l'étage, over the house, it is in the first floor. We can also second floor. We can also have ahram. Al ahram. It is also a storage space, but this time it's for other typology of storage, such as land. How can we call it? Land. It means
wool, wool.
wool. Exactly, such as wool. So it's a different nature of storage. In the underground, we have alimentation storage, and in the back, the second floor, we have a second storage for lure. So move on, Sahir.
Juste nos chaînes, le plafond du Heli, il est constitué en haut d'ara, ce qu'on appelle le haut d'ara, comme vous voyez dans les images.
Okay. I have voila. So as you can see in the picture, we have some construction material which is different from the material used in the house. So we have some specific wood that you use specially for this space.
D'accord. Donc, la sixième composante, c'est l'étage. C'est ce qu'on appelle l'ali. Donc, sont désignés aux appartements réservés aux maîtres de maison et aux invités. Elle est composée l'une ou de plusieurs pièces d'un majlis alawi, réservé exclusivement à la retraite du maître. On trouve aussi l'appartement des invités ou des pas. Et la maison des domestiques située à côté, se sont situées à côté du ahram.
So the first floor is destined to the proprietor, the owner of this house, and for the guests, for the guest. And as you can see here, we have several pictures that explain the decoration of the space, and that's it. Voila. Here we can see the decoration and the architecture, tectonic and architectonic specification of the house, such as door, etc. Move on, Sahir, if you want.
D'accord. Donc maintenant, je vais présenter quelques exemples de grands demeures connues dans la Medina de Kairouan. Par exemple, le premier exemple, c'est Dar el Mrabet. Quand vous voyez le plan, les coupes, les façades, c'est une grande demeure. Elle est riche du point de vue architectural, décoration. On trouve le patio, il est ornementé par un revêtement en céramique, les portes avec des encadrements encadrés, l'utilisation du fer forgé, les alcôves, que ce soit médiane ou bien des trajets latéraux, sont bien décorés avec des carreaux de céramique, avec le plafond. Il est riche du point de vue décoration de bois, les couleurs, donc comme vous voyez dans les photos ci-dessus.
Sardar Bourras,
Non,
Sahir,
c'est
that's
Dar el Mrabet. C'est Dar el Mrabet.
which page? 11, 12?
Juste
No, it's that one.
Okay. So Sahir now she will introduce the most important house in the Medina of Kairouan, and she will will focusing on the decoration and the architectural specificity of these houses. So as you can see here, as I already mentioned, we have typologic some specifications such as decoration. The door are have an identities. The roof also have specific decoration with the wood and painting, and Bit al-Hajem, the square in the room, the 3 square in the room also have specific decoration, as you can see in this picture. So move on, please, Sahir.
D'accord. Donc, le deuxième exemple, c'est la fameuse d'Arboura. Donc, c'est une maison d'un juge. Et aussi, on trouve la façade. Elle est riche du point de vue ouverture, matériaux, les formes. Il y a Mashrabia, ce qu'on appelle aussi Ganaria. Elle est en maçonnerie, donc surmontée avec les 5 ouvertures, avec une grande fenêtre, des auvents en bois. Donc, aussi, du trajet, elle est bien décorée en bois peint. Aussi, les plafonds. Donc, on trouve les plafonds en bois peint décorés avec des motifs géométriques floraux. Aussi, on trouve les solides en bois, d'autres plafonds, par exemple, plafond des autres chambres. Voilà.
So what we can see here, it's about Dar el Mrabet. So it's it's a house for rich people, and the particularity of this house is a lot of decoration. The access of the house is particular also. The ceiling is very decorated with the colors, with the wood materials, and it's like a richness of the owner of the house.
D'accord. Le troisième exemple, c'est d'Arbouget. On constate que toutes les maisons, ou bien toutes les grandes demeures, sont décorées de la même façon, elles ont la même typologie en fait, même presque même ornementation, surtout au niveau des plafonds qui sont décorés au bois peint avec des couleurs spécifiques. On trouve le rouge, jaune, vert, voilà, des trajets aussi. Bien décoré avec le bois. Parfois, on trouve des miroirs ornementés de part et d'autre par les miroirs.
So for this example, it's almost the same typology of the house with all the time a ceiling ornamentation, colors like the red, the blue, the green, the bit hajem, which is the specification of rooms in this type of houses. So it's almost the same typology.
Le quatrième exemple, c'est Dar Atallah. Donc, on trouve, c'est Dar Atallah a été restauré. Donc, on a gardé presque la même ossature et le même décor, mais avec un décor assez simple, avec les couleurs du vert et le bleu. L'utilisation des matériaux de fer forgé, du bois, les plafonds ne sont pas trop décorés en motifs géométriques ou bien floral, mais avec des solives en bois. Comme vous voyez, et il y a une spécificité que le détail d'encadrement au niveau de l'étage de la galerie avec un arc polylobé en bois.
So for the house, Atalla house, it's restored with the same framework, and the decoration it's a little bit less than the other's house, but it have the same signification. So there is not too much decoration, but it has wooden specific use of wood framing details, and especially in the entrance where we see on the right side we see specific details of the bow, which is what we name polylobé.
Okay. Donc, pour sauver ce patrimoine culturel c'est les habitations qui ont une importance historique, architecturale. Donc, avant, on a pu intervenir et on a mené à des travaux de restauration, parfois de réhabilitation, de quelques demeures, par exemple, comme vous voyez, restauration des Aleni, restauration des autres maisons, comme restauration des Mahmoud. On a mené des interventions d'urgence pour la sauver. Voilà.
So what we see here is some historical. Yes.
Surtout que l'habitat, c'est un espace privé, c'est un espace assez délicat, c'est que c'est une propriété privée. Donc, on a un problème ici, c'est qu'il y a le problème des héritiers, un problème parfois financier, un problème même, on ne peut pas intervenir en tant qu'administration ou bien en tant qu'association assez facile, parce que parfois les habitants n'ont pas le moyen d'intervenir. La restauration, comme vous savez, c'est qu'elle coûte cher. Pour restaurer une maison, ça coûte beaucoup d'argent, du point de vue matériaux, du point de vue ornementation. Donc, on a essayé de sauver quelques demeures, mais malheureusement, l'état actuel, donc il y a plusieurs maisons qui sont délaissées avec une menace en ruine et d'autres sont en ruine.
So what we can see here is some work on some private houses. They say the EMP, so the institute is trying to preserve the maximum of the houses, but there is some problem which are mainly the privacy of the houses. So sometimes it's very difficult to deal with the owners of this house, and especially if it's an heritage. So it's difficult to deal with them and to convince them to take care of these houses, especially if it costs a lot of work and a lot of money. So the institute is trying all the time to work on specific places, specific houses, and to try to save the maximum of them. But it's still very expensive with using materials, with using the good quality of person who can work on that.
Merci,
and what we see here, there is the restoration work of Dar Alani, Dar Ben Halima, which has an emergency to restore them. So now we save a lot of places on these two houses.
Merci Hans, merci tout le monde, merci pour votre attention et votre suivi.
Okay, thank you all, and hope that was helpful for both of students and person who are here. Thank you all.
I have a question, please. Can I do it?
Sure.
So I want to before Hanis and Haza, please, I have a question for Sahir. Can you please, Sahir, share the presentation for all the participants? Can we send it to the Malaysian students? Est-ce qu'on peut envoyer le travail partager le travail avec les Malaisiens?
Bien sûr, avec plaisir.
So Tahir will send us the presentation, and maybe we can just translate the text and send to all students, so they have all the information and the picture, and they can use them.
All right, okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, Farouk, can we have Farouk over here?
Yes, miss.
Yeah. So maybe you can open for
Oh.
Q&A.
So thank you for the wonderful presentation from Dr. Sahir. Maybe we can open the floor to any participant who want to ask any question. So we can go to Dr. Majli.
Okay, thank you very much, everyone, and thank you, sir. I hope you can hear me. I'll ask my question first in English. After you feel So my question is, I hope it's not too complex. On one of the rooms or one of the alcove structure that is called Beit Hajjem, or if we translate it in Arabic, would be the barber room. But of course, it has nothing to do with the barber. I'm gonna ask Sahir if she knows of the origin of this word. Why is it called the barber room or Beit Hajjem, even though it's in residential setting? Donc, Sahir, ma question c'est par rapport à Beit Hajjem. D'où vient l'appellation Beit Hajjem? عندك فكرة ولا؟ بيت حجام.
Majdi, non? Ah, Beit Hajjem, d'où vient l'appellation de Beit Hajjem? Donc, côté historique, bon, ils m'ont dit que c'est parti généralement, concernant côté architectural, mais le côté historique, donc, ماذا بيك كان جاي معنا سي مراد، donc هو تصل لك le côté historique أكثر مني أنا.
D'accord. So Sahir was saying that it's more of a historical connotation, and there is a historian who's specialist, and we will ask him in the future about the origin of this word. But Sahir has told me that she's happy to plan a virtual tour in visit virtual de la Medina in a virtual tour in a few weeks time with the historian Mr. Morad, right? Sahir, l'historien, Monsieur, s'appelle comment? Monsieur Morad Gazef, là? Okay. Thank you.
Next, we can move on to Ahmed. You have a question to ask?
Yeah, yes, I have a question. Thank you, Mrs. Sahir, for the presentation. I have a question about the recovery systems in the house. What's the difference? Is that difference between using the vault or a normal ceiling or cupoles? So, in French, Madame Sahir, je voulais poser la question concernant le système de couvrement. Parce que, comme on voit dans cette photo, il a une toiture plate. Donc, c'est quoi la différence entre les toitures plates et les voûtes ou bien les coupoles? Y a-t-il un intérêt dans l'utilisation de différents systèmes de couvrement?
تسمع فيه؟
Oui.
Yes,
Oui,
we can hear you, Sahir. We can hear you. Did you understand the question?
Quelle est la différence smart boot هكا؟
quelle est la différence? Oui, vas-y, Ahmed. Vas-y, go on.
شنو الديفيرونس كي نستعملوا une voiture plate ولا une voûte ولا une coupole؟ شنو الفرق يعني في
It seems like Sahir just left. I mean, maybe because of the technical
Air connection.
Connection issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, connection issue.
I think we shall wait for a second. I think she'll be in back.
Can
Yeah,
I
sure.
ask a question?
Yes, Dr. Jessa, but the speaker has already left.
Oh, speaker already left. Okay.
Because of the connection, so we need to wait
Oh,
for
I
a while.
see, I see, I see.
Right. Okay.
All right. Oh, I thought Ahmed left.
Majdi, can you call her? Can you call Sahir? You hear me, Majdi?
Did Ahmed ask about the difference between the traditional with contemporary house?
No, I think that's no. Ahmed, can you repeat the question, please?
My question was the why we use flat roof and why we use vault or domes in different rooms in the house.
Because in the same house we can find both flat roof, vaults, domes, different type of ceiling and roof. So he asked why we use different type of covering and maybe when we use each one. That's it, Ahmed?
Yes, this is my question.
Okay.
Okay, if Nochen can answer that, maybe all Tunisian understand the about the house, traditional house. Okay, in Malaysia also have traditional house, but there are a huge difference. Compare our traditional house with the contemporary house in terms of material, in terms of spatial organization, this both thing. And it seems like the traditional house is more friendly toward environment that can be recognized that way. So for traditional Tunisian traditional house, what is the significant difference if we compare to the contemporary house? What is the significant difference between these two? We can maybe in terms of material, in terms of space, for example.
I probably can I tried to reach out to say just an update, but no answer. So we'll wait for her to reconnect. But I probably can relate to your question, Doctor, just and answer it with my humble knowledge. So in terms of the difference between contemporary and traditional, one of the elements is that there is a huge focus on environmental or thermal protection inside the traditional house. That is given through the thickness of the wall, for example. Traditional courtyard houses would be 50 centimeters to even sometimes in some sections 1 meter thick. So it preserves the thermal condition inside the house, protects the house from the heat of the outside. Unlike nowadays, we still have this debate in contemporary debate. Our new houses, we're not trying to negate the modern technologies and so on and so forth, but we require AC, for example. This summer is one of the hottest in the past decades, 20 or 30 years, and we require continuously AC to cool down the temperature. Other functions, maybe this relates to the question of Ahmed, the use of dome or the use of vaults, and that helps for the hot air to make its way up. So the temperature below or the temperature on the ground level remains cooler than compared to the outside, for example. That's why we use those domes and we use those structures, those vaults, so the hot air circulates, make its way up. That's probably another. But in contemporary
Yes.
houses, there is that use of, or sometimes they're trying to recall or reinvest those elements, such as the dome, for example. You see it in some, let's say, hybrid houses, contemporary hybrid houses that try to mitigate between both. But if you look at 100% contemporary, a house with no domes, no vaults, etc., I think there is still a long way to go. I feel that in terms of thermal properties, we in Tunisia we need to invest more in materials, wall thicknesses, because we use bricks, primarily bricks and post and beam structure. So the very regular structure with a double thickness of the wall insulation between. But still, with that, I noticed even my own home that the temperature, especially in the upper floors, is quite hot, and in certain days you need to use the AC for that purpose. Uh, so this is my in regards to how I see things. I think Sahir is back, so we'll let her answer the first and the second again.
Maybe you have to repeat the question for her, Maji, or even
Okay.
the.
Okay. All right. Sahir, Tila, رجعت ولا كنت you unmute yourself. حط لنا الميكروفون بتاعك وتسكر هذا الميكروفون حلو. سهير الميكروفون. Donc عندك deux questions. La première question.
مجدي سامحني، مجدي تسمع فيا ولا ايه؟
اي نسمع فيك. نسمع فيك.
دقيقة بلي دقيقة عندي دقيقة.
Okay, looks like there is a technical issue she's gonna try to solve in a second. Maybe other colleagues, Ons or anyone with that, if you want to reflect on these questions, feel free.
Alors, la question c'était quelle est la différence entre une voûte.
La première question, pourquoi on utilise une voûte, une coupole ou bien un flat roof, flat roof. Donc, pourquoi on utilise ces éléments dans une habitation traditionnelle kairouanaise, dans la même habitation traditionnelle? Pourquoi une voûte, pourquoi une coupole et pourquoi flat roof? C'est bon? Non? Can you hear me? تسمع فيه ولا؟
لا je dois répondre. لازمني نكمل la question.
تسمع فيه ولا؟ Allô? Looks like it's still on.
ازاي حاول حاول الكابل حط الكابل ديريكتومون سينو حكونكتي على الكابل.
سهير تسمع فيه ولا؟ تسمع فيه؟
I think that she don't hear us. She has technical issue. Sahir,
لا كنت نورمال.
Sahir,
Oh my.
call her Majdi and tell her to unmute herself, please, Majdi.
Non, هذا الكابل من هنا نحن non. الكابل هي أنا عشان بدنا نكونكتي على هذا هم نعرف هذا لا نعطيك استنى
No answer. Maybe someone else with their own. If you wanna reflect on the question, while Sahir was or Noshan or Asma or
Which question, Majdi? You have already answered to the question now.
The first question on the different uses of the vault of the
yes.
dome
Yes,
of the flat roof.
Yeah, as you already said that the structural system are used for several objectives, for several use. So the first one is about the structural issue. So in the past we don't have concrete, we don't have modern technology to can cover a large space. So vaults and coupole helps us to make sure to cover a large space. So there is also the wood to ensure that that issue, to deal with that issue. But we have also already that as Majdi already said, environmental issue. So vaults and coupole allows hot air to go over to be above and go out of the house thanks to a little opening in the walls, so air can circulate and offer a natural air conditioner, let me say. So in the living and in the living spaces such as rooms, living room, etc., we used to use cupola and vaults to ensure good ventilation and good uh, temperature. And in the outside spaces such as the circulation, as we can see here, let me show you. As you can see in this picture, we have a flat ceiling and flat roof because we don't have a ventilation issue. Even in the storage space, we have a flat roof because we don't even have a ventilation issue because people they don't live and there and occupy that space. That's my answer about the second question. To answer to Dr. Jaza. We have even here in Tunisia, we have a big issue, let me say, because the modern construction don't use the tradition, don't use anymore the traditional and the material and the traditional structural system, such as vaults, domes, and pierre, rocks. So we have environmental issue because we have a hot space, a hot here in Tunisia in the summer. It's very very hot. Like Majdi has already mentioned it. We have sometimes 50 degree. So in the contemporary architecture, even when we use vaults, it's just about the form. It's not about technology. We don't use the right materials. We don't use the right structural system. We don't think about ventilation. It's just about the form. And here in Tunisia, we have, let me say, a conflict with the modern architecture, modern architect, let me say, and the regionalism critics architects. And me, myself, I'm with the regional architect, let me say, and I'm struggling with it to reinterpret and reconstruct with the maybe traditional and modern systems and architecture. I hope that I answered the question and it's clear.
Yes, sure. Thank you, Nashain.
Thank you a lot.
Okay, Afiq, can you go first?
My name is Afiq. I would like to ask about since in Kairouan, in the Medina of Kairouan, there's a lot of it's a area of residential. It's a residential area, and there is a souk. So in Malaysia, there's a concept of shop houses where the commercial activities done downstairs and the residential space is upstairs. So is the souk in the Medina of Kairouan use the same concept as shop houses in Malaysia? Is the souk being used also as living places? Thank you. That's one.
Who can answer the question? Ons, maybe you can, Majdi or Ons. Can you answer this question?
Ons, are you here? Maybe Ons, go ahead. So
Yes.
in relation, Ons, yeah. or is our speaker back? Sahir, Sahir, are you back?
ماشي.
Wave, voila.
اسمع
Sahir is back.
جست يركبوا في
Okay, so Sahir is
We can hear
fixing
you.
her.
We can hear you, Sahira. We can hear you.
Okay, so she's fixing her technical issue. On a beaucoup de questions pour toi, Sahir. Il y a beaucoup de... So we have many questions. We'll ask Sahir one by one. Excuse the speaker. Sahir, c'est bon? C'est bon?
So for the question, maybe Maji, you can repeat the question, or maybe Rafiq.
Okay, I'll do that. Sahir, c'est bon? نسلوك les questions là. سهير تسمع فيا؟
I think she's frozen over there. I think she has a very bad technical issue over there, I think.
Maji, maybe you can answer the question, or we can repeat the question for the other participant. Maybe we did, or Asma can you repeat the question, please, Rafiq? That's it, Rafiq.
Okay, I will repeat my question.
Thank you.
My question is, since in Malaysia, we have a concept of shop houses where the commercial activities done downstairs. There are two floors, so the commercial activities done downstairs, and the person who sell there live upstairs. So since the Medina of Kairouan is mostly a residential area, and there's a souk in there, are the souk use the same concept? Is the the seller use the souk, maybe some area in the souk as the residential place? That's my question. Thank you.
Maybe Mariam Aledi, she's from Kairouan. Can you answer the question, Mariam? She's from Kairouan. She's
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Thank you, Mariam. Thank you very much.
So yeah, I think we have similar uses as for the ground and the first floor buildings. Usually in the Medinas, we use shop houses in the ground, and mainly residential areas in the first and the second store. So basically, that's how Medinas are nowadays. Yeah. I hope that answers your question.
Is it the the maybe the house, maybe the souk is the house itself, or is it separated?
Sorry, is it separated or?
Are the souk, maybe the shop lot is maybe it's being used as houses itself, or is it function as shop only?
I'm not sure about that actually. I don't think it is the same. I think they use separate places dedicated for the souk, and mainly traditional shops are being used in the same place as for residential and crafts, handmade crafts. Yeah.
Thank you.
Welcome.
So we will take notes about this question, and we will call Sahir, and we will answer you in the Dropbox or maybe in the WhatsApp group. So we'll give you the right answer, because really I don't have the answer for this question. I'm not from Kairouan, and I can't say something that's not really true. So we will answer you by the end of the day, inshallah.
All right, can we have Nora? I think Nora has been raising her hand.
Yes, thank you. I have a question about the ceiling, system ceiling. Aside from working as a temperature regulator, I'm wondering if there is any signification for using different types of ceiling. For example, as my teachers know that in Jerba, when we have a ghurfa in the dar, we automatically have the dome. And for the kitchen and makhzen, which is the storage space, we have successive system of walls, so we can differentiate the different component of the house from the outside. I'm wondering if it works like that in Kairouan also.
Yes, that's true. In traditional houses, I think it's the same case all over the world. The form and the identity and of the houses, it's about a multifactorial parameter. It's about environment. It's about technology, which is we have in this site. It's about religion. It's about a lot of multifactorial system. And in Jerba, it's when we use a different type of selling, it's also about significance and religion and some symbol significance. Let we say. I think it's the same matter in Kairouan. So when we have vaults in some places, we know that vaults are used in such a specification and such type of spaces, such as room maybe, and we will not find it in the storage space, for example, but because it is not the storage space, it's not very important in the home, so we can't use that type of covering. And so it's about a lot of factors that I already said: technology, environment issue, and also functional issue, significance issue, etc., etc. It's the same. It's the same matter. But now I'm not specialized a lot in Kairouan, so I can't say that in roof in the room we will use domes, and in the storage space I can't give you معناتها classification of different covering in depending to the different space. I can't give it to you, but its significance and functional issue have an influence on the type of the covering.
Mrs. Nurshan, may I add something about domes?
Yes, of course. Yes,
yeah.
Of course.
Actually, domes can have a very good acoustic qualities, which make them popular choice for buildings where it is necessary for sound to travel over large distances, such as public area. And mainly domes can be very efficient and cost-effective structures, as significantly less material may be required to construct, and they reduce mainly the surface area to increase the energy efficiency of domes, as they can require less than maybe 30% less energy for heating and cooling. Yeah, so yeah. Sorry?
We can hear you, Sahir. Yes. Can you hear us?
اوكي c'est bon نسمع فيك.
Okay, great.
Perfect.
Dr. Hanis, can I repeat
نعتذر
the
سامحوني سامحوني.
Dr.
Yes, Dr. Nushan, yes.
نعتذر نوشين، نعتذر للجماعة الكل.
Nushan, you are on mute.
بروبليم تكنيك.
Okay, Sahir. Just to
دونك
have
انا
some
جو
question
سوي
for you.
انا جو سوي على قاعدة، دونك القاعدة ما فيناش ديما فما بروبليم دو ريزو، فما سورتو شونتي دونك فيها. دونك انا في المخبر توا.
No problem. She is in her space work, so there is a lot of technical issue there about connection because it's far away. Far away. Far away.
بعيد عن المدينة في 9 كيلومتر، دونك ديما عندنا المشكلة هذايا.
No problem, no problem.
Alors,
So, just a moment. Dr. Hanis, can we repeat the question for Sahir, the question where we didn't find answer for it, about the Rafiq question? Can I repeat it for Sahir?
Yes, sure.
Okay, great. So, Sahir, شو اسمه عفيق قال في ماليزيا الغادي السوق نتاعهم موجودين في الفاست معناتها في الغيت شوسي، وفي لي زابيتاسيون موجود في الاليتاج. وانت في البريزونطاسيون نتاعك وقت اللي حكيت قلت المدينه تاع قروان. تسمع فيها سهيره؟ اللي تسمع فيها؟
I think no.
I think that's very. She is far away from the Medina, and so there is not a connection there. So maybe we just have to move on. We are so sorry for this technical issue of today. We are really sorry for that.
Yeah, I think it's fine, Roshan. I think we have Dr. Nurhaya from Department of Applied Arts from our faculty. Maybe Dr. Nurhaya, you have any question?
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. I think it's a very good presentation. A lot of things actually to ask, but maybe I'm trying to understand this village from the point of are they still being used in these days, or are they just part of, is it a tourist zone, or is it something that people can go and visit, or has it been changed to become fancy restaurants or hotels and whatnot? Because from the slide it seems like very private, very private place, and something that is not open to public. As I understand, most of the beautiful craftsmanship in Tunisia, in Kairouan, is actually something that tourists look forward to. So is it the same? What was the issue with this village particularly, if I can understand? Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Malak, do you want to answer,
Yes.
or can I answer it?
Yes, hello, Jiwan. I can answer a little bit. So, Kairouan is until now visitable. There is some places that you can visit. There is hotels, there is restaurants, there is shops, and even so, there is some maison d'hôte, some houses who change it to be like small hotels. Then Kairouan is visible. I think that I answered the question. I think so. Huh?
Yes,
You can add something else if you want, Nurshan.
Yes, Yes, as Malik said, we can hear also from students. We have few students here from Kairouan, and they have already visited it. They can answer us. But as Malik said, the Medina, all the Medina of Tunisia, especially Kairouan, Tunis, and Sousse, we still living there. We still use the traditional houses. We have the owner the owner of the houses, and they live there, but there's sometimes a heritage issue. So some houses are just closed and are just abandoned, closed, and we have to restore it. But we have sometimes some problem of restoration due to the heritage issue, and sometimes also we have reconversion, if you can see it in English. So houses. They are used of as restaurant, of as guest houses, or as commercial area. So we have some modification of the function of some buildings, but we still have the Medina of Kairouan as a habitant area. We still live there. We still live there, and it's also a touristic zone because of the different identity that we can have there. It's different from the modern architecture that we can find in all over Tunisia. If you have other, Manta, if students can highlight something else, we can. It's good.
Maybe students from Kairouan can help us because of
Mariam Allani, yes,
Mariam.
Mariam Allani.
If you want Mariam to add something else,
Or Ahmed has also.
or Ahmed also.
Yes, Mariam can.
Yeah. Well, thank you for that. I think you said what needs to be said.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Great. So we can move to the next question, maybe Nurhanis.
Yeah, I have a question. Thank you very much, Dr. Malik, Dr. Norshan, and Mariam for the answers to Dr. Nurhaya. Okay, so basically I have a question. Slightly related to what Dr. Nuhaya said about the concept of privacy in your traditional houses. Okay, back then during Dr. Malik's presentation, I still remember that he presented on the musharabiyah, the adornment of the windows that you have. So it is an element that is showcasing the privacy of the house, and you also have these slightly higher windows from the eye level to protect the privacy. And today, when I see Sahir's presentation, the one that Norshan just presented, and on the last slide just now, okay, I see there is a concept of a balcony or veranda, the one that you showed on the flat roof, okay, just now. So when we have the balcony or veranda, it implies the semi openings. I mean the semi-private areas as compared to what we have with Musharabia. So I just want to know, what is the dominant elements for the traditional houses, not only in Kairouan, but also in Medina of Tunis, in Sousse? Is it the Musharabia is the dominant element, or the veranda is the dominant element? It's just to test the ideas on the whether the privacy and the private area, or the complete private area, or the semi-private area is more important. That's my question.
Just Dr. Hanif, can I share my screen so we make sure that we are talking about the same thing? Because
sure, can.
I will share my screen. So you just Manta, show me the element, the veranda, the element that you are talking about. This one, or this one?
I cannot see yet. I cannot see your screen as yet.
This one?
Not yet. It is not appear. It doesn't appear on my screen yet.
Ah, d'accord. Can you see it now?
No, not yet. Not at my
Perfect.
screen. Okay, now. Okay, now. Yeah, yes.
Oh,
Completely. Yes.
are,
That is like
are you
something
are
like
you talking
veranda.
about are you talking about this? No, huh? No.
This one, and also the
This
other
one,
one.
this
The
one,
other one
it is in the courtyard. It is not outside. It's inside the house. This one is
is
the
inside the
courtyard.
house. Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
So
This one,
so
the
can we see
courtyard.
on the I think the page 14?
40, yeah.
14, if I'm not mistaken, just now. The last slide that you shown
14.
us before you close the slide.
Okay. 40. This one is the Musharabia, Garouia, and this one. And I will move to the previous slides that we have a little veranda, a little balcony.
Balcony, yeah.
This one, balcony. This one. The four.
Yeah, this one, balcony, yes.
Side, this one, balcony, yes, this one. So yeah, in the traditional Medina house, we have a lot of similarity between the Medina of Tunis, the Medina of Sousse, and the Medina of Kairouan. We have a lot. If you are, you agree with me, Melka? Do you agree with me, Melka?
Totally. I
Yeah,
agree.
there is a lot of similarity, and the most important element that the windows are opening, especially in the courtyard, and sometimes we have a small windows on the outside, or a big windows with musharabia, and in very rare times that it is. Um, not very often. We have sometimes balconies like here, and the question is about what's the similarity between Kairouan and Sousse. That's it.
My question was because we can see some of the traditional houses have musharabia and some have balcony. Okay, so which of these two elements being used more? Is it musharabia? Musharabia. All right. Okay.
Musharabia. As I already said, we don't have outside window, a lot of outside windows because of intimity and the Islamic heritage in the Medina of Tunisian city, that we say. So windows are opening inside, and sometimes we have a little windows opening on the outside, or a big windows with musharabia to preserve intimity, and the outside people can't see what's going inside. And very, it's so rare, it's rare. Not often we can find. That's it. Rare time we have small balconies, and I don't think that they use it very often.
Even in the Medina of Tunis, I rarely noticed any balconies, or the tendency is not to expose oneself to the outside sky. That's why they have an alternative, which is a sabbat, that transitional space that has the musharabiyah, the bow window, the lattice window that opens towards the outside. So in rare occasions, in my travels through or survey through the Medina of Tunis, I saw any balcony. And if they're there, there wouldn't be, historically, there wouldn't be for a for use, for social use, for example, families to sit and mingle in that balcony. That contradicts or conflicts with the principles of privacy, or preserving privacy.
Just want to add something, Majdi. No, so the balcony we can find sometimes in some houses in the Medina. So only it's in late periods. It's not new. That's because of modification in colonial periods. Usually you can find musharabiyah or small windows. and the balconies that you see in the photos, these are interior balconies opening on courtyards. That's it.
This one is opening. Is opening on the outside. That's it.
There is just one. We can't see
Yes,
Norshin.
yes. You
This
can't
one.
see. Okay.
We can't see. There is just one in the photos that is opened to the exterior, but the other ones are interior balconies. Not balconies. It's spaces.
Transition spaces.
Transition space. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We have. I think that we have.
Thank you for the
answered
answers. Thank you. I think Dr. Hazza have one question.
Yes, thank you. First of all, I must say thank you for the presentation. Although I know that Dr. Sahir is not here, but I hope that the museum team can extend our thank you to her. I believe that today is very interesting because we are struggling to understand French, Arabic version the English translation, and I am very excited to see that my students' faces are getting very focused, which is very good, most probably. So my question is, I see from the presentation, although it is talking about the layout of the house, but it is interesting to see there are a few language of landscape architectural design there as well, which are the patio and also courtyard. So can you help me to understand this? Because through the presentation, it stated that the route is very narrow. The purpose is because for safety and also security. Does it mean that the resident is actually having their outdoor time within their house, since they have patio on also courtyard for every residence in the house?
I didn't understand the question. Can you please repeat it? Or if Majdi understand it, I didn't understand the question. Can you please repeat it?
Okay,
Yeah. I'm trying to understand, but I couldn't.
Yes, it's okay. I see from the layout of the house, you have stated that you have patio, and also through the verbal stated that you have courtyard. So does that mean that the resident is actually spending their outdoor time basically within the house, since that is the open spaces that they have? Because the route outside is very narrow, so it is for safety purposes and also privacy. But anyhow, the patio and courtyard can be the space for the resident to spend their outdoor time. Is this statement correct?
Yeah. I understand it. The courtyard or patio, it's the same thing. Patio in French and courtyard in English. In fact, it is used for a very different issue, but such environment issue, because it can regulate, create a micro environment and the ventilation of the house, but also about functional issue, because as you know, it's Muslim heritage, and women, for a different reason, women, when they have to do some work, or even men, but let me say women, they do it in inside the house. They have a lot of work that they do it inside the house, but even it's about when the nights they can stay there to in a fresh area, and to go outside. Streets are not really for on doing and for let's say promenade. It means for take a walk. Streets are not for taking a walk, but it's just about moving to going outside for buying something, or going to school, or going to the mosque, or and anything else. But the courtyard, in fact, it's a large courtyard, and there we can even do the ceremonies or wedding or something else, and it's about also a house working for a lot of things. And in the nights, especially in the summer times, all the family are joining there and to discuss and have voila. Is it clear?
Yes, Dr. Notion, yes, it's clear. I think that it is also clearing up the air. Maybe it is challenging for us to find landscape, open spaces outside, but it is because the open spaces or the courtyard is basically privacy or within house.
Privacy, yes.
Yes, that's why it is difficult for us to allocate them. But in reality, they do have some pocket part in the house.
But in the streets we have different type of streets. We have large streets, small streets, and the impasse. It means ending streets. We can just move to the ending house. But we have also
public places.
Public places. That's it. We have also public spaces
Which
in the
are
Medina.
just notion, which are just near usually near the mosque or near the commercial spaces, but
Yeah,
usually
yeah.
the roads where there is houses, the roads are small and we can't be there. Just it's a transitional space. The anterior space, which is the patio or the courtyard, is for living. It's the living space where women are there all the time, and also and the men spent a lot of period there. That's all.
Yes,
Thank you.
but we still have public space. We still have public places, and we have landscape architecture there. We have some details, some lights, some specific landscape architecture. And in that public space, since we have a lot of activities such mosques, such commercial area, we have resemblation of especially men, so they can discuss there and see each other. And we have some specification, as I already said, such as lights, doors, maybe vegetation. Sometimes vegetation, it's not, we can't find a lot of vegetation inside the Medina. That's it.
Thank you for the clarification.
Thank you a lot.
Okay, maybe we can have one more last question from Noura.
Just I want to say that Amira Al-Haj have a comment that is very interesting, and you can see it if you want. So Noura, go on, please. I'm sorry.
I was just about to ask if there is any kind of mineral source of vegetation in the courtyard, as it is a living space, but you answered it already. I'm wondering why they didn't care about vegetation, especially that it gives another atmosphere in the house, and also the same for mineral source. If I don't know. I'm wondering why they don't give an importance.
That's true. That's true. I think in the Medina of Tunis, I don't know. It's the same case in Medina of Sousse, Merk. We have some vegetation in the courtyard houses, in the patio houses, and that vegetation, it's not abundant, can participate in the regulation of the atmosphere in the houses. I don't know. It is the same case in the Medina of Kairouan. I will take notice to oui.
Nushin, I think it's the same thing in the Medina of Sousse, but just there is just some plants like yasmin or just plants which have odor, which have
Smells
odor,
that smells
smells
good.
that
That
smells
smells
good,
good.
because the space of the courtyard is used for activities. We can't it's not too large, too large. The space of the courtyard is not too large, so we can't put plants there. And in the other case, the courtyard is used for activities to wash
Clothes,
clothes,
etc.
to to um, uh, to do couscous and other activities. That's why we don't find a lot of plants there. But in same houses in the Medina of Tunis, we can find interior spaces, in the interior places, gardens and the using of water inside the house, because when the courtyard is too large. That's all. But also,
And
I want to add something else. In the Medinas, we can't find a lot of vegetation because the usage and of the interior space of the inside the ramparts of the Medina, it's used as a space, to protect the Medina. And we don't put it's for military uses. So we can find vegetation like olive trees and other agriculture activity outside the Medinas. That's why we will not find a lot of vegetation inside the walls.
we can't
Okay?
waste
Yeah.
spaces of the Medina with the vegetation, let me say. But I think, but I think that some it depends of the the dimension of the courtyard spaces. The
Yes.
more the courtyard is large and big, more we can find some vegetation. So it depends to the wellness of the owner of the house and the biggest the big dimension of the house. Yeah.
And also the Medinas are used for defensive purposes. That's why we can't find the vegetation inside the walls. Thank you. Noor, I think she want to add something. She
No,
raised her hand.
that's it. Okay. I was about to ask if rich families also don't have vegetation. The answer I was
Yeah.
Miss Norshan answered it already.
Oh,
Thanks.
okay. Thank you. Thank you.
So I
Okay.
think we can. I would like to thank you, Dr. Sahir, for the wonderful speech and new knowledge that we have gained. And also, I would like to thank all the participants, Dr. Ann, Dr. Jasa, Dr. Izawati, Dr. Malik, Dr. Noshan, and also the others. Thank you for participating with us, and maybe we can continue with another session. If we have any question, so maybe we can take our last moment in a photograph session, right, Miss Azza?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Everybody can turn on the camera and smile.
Okay, I can see that a few people actually switch on their cameras. How about the rest? All right. We can see a few others now. Okay. In a count of three, everyone. 1, 2, 3. I'll take another one. All right. Just in case Dr. Jasa looks bad. Another one time. 1, 2, 3. All right. I think everybody looks great. Thank you for a wonderful session today. I will pass the photo afterward. All right.
Thank you. I just want to apologize for all this technical issue that we deal with them today. And we'll try to transfer all the question to Dr. Sahir so we can maybe answer it and transfer all this the answer to you and to transfer the